What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, welcome to my channel, and I hope you like this video. If you do, hit the subscribe button and hit the post notifications button to make sure you're notified every time I post, and also hit that like button for me. Today I thought it would be best to have the baby that had me in labor for 5 days herself. Here she goes. This is this is Jakaya. Say hey. Say hey. Yes, okay. Today I'll be telling my labor story. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Okay, December 5th, 2019 was the last day that I got a video of her kicking around in my stomach. And I'm going to insert a clip of that in the video. I'm going to insert a clip so y'all can see. But that was the last time that I got a video of her kicking around in my stomach. Because after that night at about 1:06 p.m., I had to get up and go to the hospital. But before then, what happened, I was laying in the bed. Me and her dad, Jacoby, we were sleeping. And I was in a deep sleep too. I was sleeping real good. And next thing I know, the bed is wet. The bed is wet. And I'm getting up out of the bed looking crazy because I'm like, I just know I didn't just pee on myself. I just know I didn't just pee on myself because the bed where I was laying down, it was wet. So I was like, I just know I didn't just pee on myself. So I'm looking confused, like, what just happened? So Kobe wake up, and he look at me crazy. And in my mind, I'm like, he better not even try me talking about some, did you just pee in the bed? Because I know I didn't just pee in the bed. So I was like, I don't know what that is or whatever, but I just know I didn't just pee in the bed. So I was like, let me go to the bathroom. So I get up, I go to the bathroom, and I pee. Or at least I think I'm peeing. So once I get out of the bathroom, I go and I lay back down. We change the sheets and everything. I lay back down. So I get up again because I just keep feeling this little wet feeling like I'm peeing on myself. And I'm like, what is happening right now? So I get up and I go back to the bathroom and I just sit on the toilet. I'm so sleepy that I'm sitting there falling asleep on the toilet. I'm falling asleep on the toilet. So Kobe gets up and he walks in there and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, but I don't know what's happening. Like, I think I'm peeing. So at the same time, I'm like, I think I'm peeing. So I guess I did pee in the bed. I don't know. I was confused. I didn't know what was happening. So his cousin came over there because he called her and said that I need to go to the hospital. So at first I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. I'm probably just peeing. I'm always stubborn when it comes to going to the hospital. I never want to go. So he was like, no, we're going to call my cousin. And because he was injured at the time, he couldn't drive us. So he was like, I'm going to call my cousin and she going to bring you over to the hospital. So he calls her or whatever. She pull up because she stayed like across the street. So she pull up and she is like, what's going on or whatever. So I tell her, I think I'm peeing on myself. Like, I don't know what's going on. I think I'm peeing on myself. Mind you, his other cousin was spending the night over there with us. She was in the other room because we had 2 rooms. So she was in the guest room at the time. And they were out looking crazy. They was like, what's going on? What's going on? And we was like, I don't know. I think I'm peeing on myself. So we get in the car and I don't want to say her name because I know she want her name. But his cousin takes me to the hospital. And we go in the labor, I don't know what area of the hospital we was in, but I just know we was in the hospital. So we go right there and I tell them what's going on. Mind you, the whole ride there is just dripping. It's just going down my leg and everything because the hospital is about 10 minutes away, something like that, 10 minutes away. And so it's just dripping down my leg, everything. And I'm just going crazy in there because I'm like, oh my goodness, what is happening? So I go in the hospital. Yeah, you caused this, ma'am. You did it. So I go in the hospital and I go up to the lady at the desk and she's like, what's going on? And I said, I don't know, I think I'm peeing on myself. And she was like, you peeing on yourself? And I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And she was like, how far along are you? And at the time I was just 7 months pregnant. So she was like, okay. And I couldn't even finish talking to her. I was supposed to fill out this paper and I couldn't even finish talking to her because I had to go to the bathroom. I had to go because this feeling was just driving me insane. So I go to the bathroom and I'm trying to clean myself up. I got wet stains all over me because I'm peeing on myself. So I got all this on me and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so nasty. I don't know what's going on, whatever. So I go back out and she was like, ma'am, you're in labor. I was like, I'm in labor. I'm not even mind you, it's December 5th. It's December 5th, 2019. I'm not due until January 27th of 2020. So I'm like, I'm in labor. No, because I'm not due until January 27th. She was like, ma'am, you're in labor. What's coming out of you is your amniotic fluid. And I'm like, really? So she was like, yeah, that's what's happening. So they were like, she asked me how far along I was. She asked me all those random questions that, they have to ask or whatever. And then they had took me to a room. So they was like, we're going to have to slow your labor down because she's trying to come out too early. It's too early for her to come out. And so she was trying to slow my labor down, y'all. I'm sorry if the camera is shaking because my baby is kicking the table. So she's like, we're gonna have to slow your labor down. So I get in there and the nurse put this IV in my arm, and she told me that they're gonna be putting magnesium into me, and that's what's supposed to slow the labor down. So she does that, and after a while, and sorry if y'all hear air, the air is coming on and off or whatever. So I'm like in the room, and she put the IV in my arm, and it's pumping the magnesium into me. And eventually I start getting real sleepy. I start feeling real, real high, real high. And so, I mean, I didn't feel anything anyway, because I always thought that if your water breaks, I always thought that you would like feel contractions instantly. I didn't feel nothing. I just thought I was peeing on myself. So I'm in the room, and I had the hospital gown on, and I always had to have a towel in between my legs to not feel so disgusting, I guess, because I really felt like I was peeing on myself the whole time. So I got the towel in between my legs, and I would always have to I would always have to use the little remote to call them in back and forth to get me more towels, because I'm sitting here feeling like I'm peeing on myself, and it's just my amniotic fluid keep coming out. And I asked them, I was like, is this harmful to her? Does she need it? And they was like, it's not harmful, but that just means she was ready to get out of there. And so they're just trying to slow it down so she don't come out too soon. They wanted me to, I was 32 weeks at the time. They wanted me to be at least 35 weeks before I had her. So, okay. I'm in the hospital from December the 5th until December 10th. December 10th is when she was born. Okay, throughout those days, Kobe was there with me. He was sitting in a little uncomfortable seat. He was sleeping there with me, even though he had a leg injury at the time. He was hurt and stuff. So he was there with me the whole time. Like, he didn't leave me. But one day, he had to go to his physical therapist by his leg, and he had to go to his appointment. And so I told him I don't want him to, like, be uncomfortable. So I said, you go home, I'll be okay up here. I was emotional, whatever, but I was just like, I didn't want him to be in pain because I know his leg was messed up. So, next, I was in there by myself or whatever. I think this was December the 9th. No, it was December the 8th when I told him to, go ahead and go home or whatever. So, it was December the 10th, the next day when my mom came up there. She came up there, and all the way from Cairo, I was just talking to her. We were just talking and laughing and stuff, and she brought me a milkshake because I was craving milkshakes like crazy. So when she brought me it, we were just talking, and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna have her tonight. And she was like, why you say that? And I was like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm gonna have her tonight, because I was having these little weird feelings, but I didn't really know. I mean, I had never been pregnant before, I never been in labor before, so I didn't really know what. I didn't really know what the feelings were. So I was like, I think I'm gonna have her tonight. I know I'm gonna have her tonight. And she was like, girl, you're not gonna have that baby tonight. You just want me to have to come back all the way from Cairo. You ain't gonna have that baby tonight. And I was like, no, for real, I think I'm gonna have her. And so Kobe was on the way back up there because he had stayed a night at the house, and I told him to just come back the next day. So him and his mom came up there, and I was talking to them, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have her tonight. I feel like I'm gonna have her tonight. And he told me the same thing. He was like, you're not going to have her tonight. You're not going to have her tonight. They got you on the magnesium. You're not going to have her tonight. So I'm like, okay, if you say so. So I told him if he wanted to go back to the house to, like, rest his leg and be comfortable in the bed, that he could. So he was like, you sure? And I was like, yeah, go ahead. So he was going or whatever. And so while I'm in the room, in the hospital room, my stomach started hurting. And I just thought I had to use the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom and I'm using it or whatever. So I'm like, okay, maybe my stomach could stop hurting because I'm using the bathroom. So I'm using it, but it's like it's getting worse. It's not getting better. It's getting worse, and it's just hurting real bad. So I called my mom, and she was like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "My stomach is killing me. I'm in the bathroom using the bathroom, but it's really killing me." And so she was like, "What's going on? Like, why is it hurt so bad?" I was like, "I don't know. I just don't know. I'm thinking I'm using the bathroom. I'm thinking it's gonna help it feel better, but it's not. It's not helping it feel better at all. It just hurts." So she was like, well, maybe when you get done, it might feel better or whatever. And I was like, okay. So I hang up with her, and I try to get up. Like, I use the bathroom, I clean myself up, and now I'm trying to get up and go back on the hospital bed. But it's like these pains are constantly hitting me back to back to back, and it hurts so bad. So I'm freaking out because I'm literally trying to crawl back onto the hospital bed because I'm in the bathroom. I'm trying to get back to the hospital bed. So I called Kobe and I'm like, you need to come back because I feel like I'm about to have her like soon, because I was like, this gotta be contractions. In my head, I'm like, this gotta be contractions. I don't know what contractions feel like, but I just know it hurt. And so I was like, this has to be freaking contractions. So he was like, okay, I'm on the way. So he comes back and he's in there with me. And I'm laying in the bed. I'm laying on my side, just in pain. I'm kicking the air, punching the air. I'm holding his hand, squeezing it. And I'm trying to let go of his hand because I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to hurt him or whatever, because I was like going through it. They were hitting me so bad. And so he called the nurse because I couldn't even barely talk no more. So he got the little remote and he called the nurse, and they was like, okay, we're gonna come and get her a wheelchair so we can find her a room in labor and delivery. So I was like, can you call my mama? And so he called my mom, and she was like, what's going on? And he was like, she having contractions. She about to get ready to have her. And so she was like, what? I thought she was just playing when she said she gonna have her. And then he was like, well, she told us she was gonna have this baby tonight. And I said, no, I didn't say nothing. I was just over there like moaning and groaning. And so he was like, but she said, come on down here because soon she gonna be having it. And so my mom was like, okay, so she want me to come down. I'm like, mama, in my head, I'm like, mom keep asking me all these questions, like, get down here, let's go, because it's about to go down, period. Like, come on, there's no more waiting. I told you I was gonna have it, you didn't believe me, so now you need to get back down here ASAP. And that's like an hour drive from where she is. So then, like, I'm in so much pain. The contractions hit me so hard that they made me throw up. Y'all, I was so disgusted, but at the same time, I could not move. I was laying in my throw up. Like, I was laying in it. And so they came in there, and this is what ticked me off, because they came in there, and the nurses came in there, and they was trying to clean up the bed, right? So they had me in pain, getting up out of the bed to stand up while they change. I understand y'all don't want me to lay in the throw up, but listen, at the time, I didn't care nothing about that. Like, I just want y'all to get me up out of here and get me to where I'm about to have her, period. I just spit. Don't worry about that. But anyway, I'm like, can I lay down now? Because y'all obviously don't have a wheelchair in here for me yet, so can I lay down? So they was like, they changed the sheets so freaking slow. The freaking corner keep popping off, and I'm just like, look, I'm trying to help them put the sheet on there. At this point, I'm like, come on, I just need to lay down because I'm in pain, I'm hurting. I'm trying to sit on the floor. They're gonna tell me not to sit on the floor. I'm like, what y'all want me to do? Y'all sit here taking forever to freaking change the sheets. I'm in there mad, bro, mad. So I put the I fixed the little corner of the thing, and I laid back down on there, and they trying to hook these things up to me so they can track the contractions. I'm like, come on, can y'all please just get the wheelchair so I can go have this baby? This is the, like, I'm telling y'all, this is the worst pain I ever felt in my life. I never knew that somebody so sweet and so cute and so precious could hurt me so bad. I didn't know, but okay, eventually they finally get me a wheelchair. They get Kobe one too because his leg, and so they get both of us a wheelchair. And they push us down. They push both of us down. You telling the story? they pushed both of us down to the labor and delivery room so I can go have the baby. So, y'all, I wanted to be a thug so bad and not get an epidural. But who? That junk was hurting me so bad. I was like, can I get one? I'm in there begging for an epidural. And they was looking and they was like, okay, you can get one, because I wasn't dilated too far yet. So they was like, you can get one. So I'm in there straight going crazy, and I'm kicking and punching the air still. I'm laying in the bed. I'm shaking because I'm cold. I say, can y'all turn the air off? They turn the air off. Next thing I know, I'm hot. I'm like sweating. I'm like, can y'all turn the air on? Like, I'm just going back and forth. I don't know what I want to do at this point. I'm like, can y'all just help me? Somebody help me. Somebody get this epidural. And so they drawing blood from me, stuff talking about some they got to run tests before they give me the epidural. I'm like, man, oh my God, is it going to take a long time? They told me no. They a lie, because that took way too long for them to be running tests so I can get this freaking epidural. So I'm like, is it coming soon? Y'all gonna give me the epidural soon? Is y'all gonna give it to me soon? And they was like, yes, they almost done, this and that and third. And I'm like, okay, well, because I'm in pain, I'm hurting. So the nurse in there, she I didn't want nobody to touch me. Now, I know a lot of the times when you have contractions and stuff, you want to hold somebody's hand. I didn't want nobody to touch me. I didn't want Kobe to touch me. I didn't want the nurses to touch me. My mama finally got there. I didn't want her to touch me. My mama and Kobe looked like they were going through the contractions with me, bro. Because they were looking so sad because I was going through so much pain that they couldn't stop. So they looked like they was like hurt emotionally from looking at my physical pain. So eventually they come in there and they was like, okay, we're gonna have to sit you up so you can get this epidural. So they sit me up. I'm sitting on the edge of the bed and I'm leaning on top of this tray thing so I don't like fall over and stuff. And I'm right there, and they say don't move because, you know, if you move then it could cause issues and stuff. And they was like, you're gonna feel a sting. Honestly, I didn't care nothing about no sting. I didn't care about whatever that shot was going to feel like, as long as I was not feeling the pain that I was feeling no more. The lady trying to touch me, the nurse trying to hold my hand, rub my arm, I snatched my arm away from her. I said, do not touch me. I scared her. The way I looked at her, I literally scared her, because I was like, don't touch me. Do not touch me. Don't touch me, because they kept trying to touch me. Like, I don't want to be comforted. I don't want to be touched. Don't do it. Do not do it. So my mama, she stood in front of me and held my hand while I was getting the epidural, because they was like, be still while we put it in your back. And so they told me about the little sting. They told me about the little sting that they said I was going to feel. And honestly, I didn't feel nothing. Like, I know a lot of people get scared about the epidurals, but I didn't feel nothing. I didn't feel a sting. All I felt was contractions hitting me while they were doing it. That's what I felt. But I didn't feel a sting. I didn't even feel the shot go in. So they gave me the shot in my back and they laid me back down. They rolled me on my left side. Then they rolled me on my right side. And the medicine spread. And once the medicine got all into where it was supposed to get, I had a whole mood change. I went from to I was real happy. Like, I was like, okay, I don't feel nothing no more. I don't feel these contractions. Everything was good. So they was like, okay, it's time to push. So I was like, okay, bet. So they was like, when you push as if you're using the bathroom trying to do it number 2. So I said, okay, because I mean, I didn't know if I was pushing good or bad or what, but I just know I didn't feel it. So that's all I cared about. I didn't feel no more pain. I was okay. So they set my legs up and I leaned up and I pushed. One push good. They said, good job, good push, this and that and third. Kobe is in front of me watching the whole process. I didn't tell him to do it. He chose to do it. He said he'll never do that again if we have more kids. Whatever. I didn't tell him to do it anyway. So I see him over there drinking lemonade while I'm sitting here pushing or whatever. So they say push. I push. I lean back down. I'm talking, smiling with everybody. I'm laughing, having a good time because I don't feel nothing no more. And plus, I feel like I'm on a cloud because of this medicine that's in me. So then they tell me to push again. So I push. And then they said that was a good push. And so they said, push again. They told me to push every time I had a contraction because they had to tell me because I didn't feel the contraction no more. And what I want to say is, even though I was in so much pain, I did not cry. So yeah, even though I got the epidural, I'm still a thug because I went through those pains at first and I didn't drop a tear. So let me just put that out there. But anyway, so I'm pushing and no lie, I passed gas like twice, but look, they told me to push with the muscles that I use the bathroom with, and that's what I was doing. So, oh well, I didn't care that I passed gas or whatever. I just kept pushing, and so Kobe, he heard it, and well, I know everybody heard it, but I didn't care, and he was looking like, "Did you really just?" And so when he heard it, he looked away and just started sipping his lemonade like she did not just do that. And he was like, I was embarrassed. He said he was embarrassed for me, and I said, well, I wasn't embarrassed at all, so you don't have to be embarrassed for me. I'm trying to get this baby out of me. That's what I'm trying to do. So he was like, okay, whatever. So eventually, about 3 more pushes, I got her out. She was out of me. Kobe cut the umbilical cord. Y'all see this? This is what I deal with every day. So Kobe cut the umbilical cord, and they put her in the little incubator, and they was making sure she was breathing and everything. Since she came out early, I was 33 weeks. She came out on this December 10th at 10:56 p.m. I still remember the time and everything. She came out, and she was 5 pounds 1.5 ounces. So she the only reason they kept her in the NICU for 2 weeks is because they wanted to make sure that she could breathe and eat on her own. And so she was doing really good, and like that was kind of the hardest part for me, because I don't want to cry thinking about it. But when I couldn't take her home, when I went home, because I went home 2 days later, so when I couldn't take her home, that broke my little heart. Like I was like, when I went home without her, I was always crying. I was upset. I went to see her every day. I was sad that I couldn't have her on Christmas. It was terrible. But I had her on my birthday, and that was good enough, because she came home on December the 28th, 3 days after Christmas, I remember. And I was so happy to go get her. She is the biggest blessing that I could ever ask for, even though she put me through labor for 5 days. I mean, I'd do it all over again just to have my baby, honestly. Like, I know I'm young, and I'm 19 right now. I was 18 when I had her, but I'm doing a real good job taking care of her. Like, I love her so much, and I wouldn't trade her for nothing in the world. Yeah, she bad, she terrible. At 7 months old, she is terrible, but she's my baby, and I love her so much. And I appreciate everybody for watching this video, watching me tell my 5-day labor story. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, because I will be doing more story times, hit that subscribe button and turn your post notifications on to get notified every time I upload. Bye.